Welcome back in, Mintzy, fresh off of an undefeated weekend.
Ooh, first ever in OTB Pick Six history, 6-0.
Poker tournament earnings last night in the pocket. Got to be feeling good heading into this Thursday selection.
Yeah, there's some extra pep in my step pacing around this morning for sure. And, man, it was wild. The ending to the Green Bay-Carolina game Sunday, D-Bob and I were texting.
That's crazy.
Christian McCaffrey might have scored. I mean, it was so bang-bang. And Green Bay could have picked off 3 passes on that drive. That was one of the most intense gambling sweats I've ever had. But I've been chasing that 6-0 for 3 years, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you the timing couldn't be more perfect.
Yes.
It got us back to 1 over 500, and I feel like a fresh start after a tough couple of weeks.
Let's go, man.
Also, so interesting about the end of that game, my Kyle Allen takes may be wrong. He looked pretty strong on that last drive. He looked pretty damn poised.
For a kid from Arizona playing in the snow, that was pretty impressive.
Mintzy, when you win a poker tournament like you just did, do you treat yourself like do you buy something immediately, or does that go straight to the bank?
Is there anybody else in the room?
Man, it just depends. This one we're paying some debt, going back to work. Back to work this morning. But yeah, usually something, but nothing too major. I just obviously did the New Orleans Halloween, and I somehow ended up in the Superdome in my wedding in a suit from a wedding Saturday night. We're gonna have to chill. We're gonna chill and just keep moving.
Yeah, just chill out. It was you went from a wedding to a funeral on Sunday in a dome. That place was dead.
Yes, that was a little rough, but But other than that, man, just great last week. Just super excited. High school playoffs coming up too. Lots to be excited about. Ready to get into the 6-pack. We're gonna keep this rolling, and we got to talk some LSU on Miss too.
Yeah,
don't get attacked.
All right, here we go. After the 6-0 weekend, hopefully everybody's paying attention here to the 6-pack this week. Mintzy, where are we starting?
We're gonna start with how about the story of PJ Fleck in Minnesota rowing
Row your boat, man.
Upset Penn State last week. Well, I think the boat's gonna crash, and it's gonna be the boat crashes in Iowa City this week. I love Iowa -3 against Minnesota. This is a tough spot going to play cold weather in Iowa. Iowa's tough at home. I just feel like this is a letdown spot for Minnesota, especially y'all are. Hey man, I don't like the spot at all for Minnesota. I think it's the end of the undefeated run for them.
Nice.
Iowa -3.
The boat crashes this
Iowa
weekend.
-3.
Unreal. Football.
Public slam in Minnesota. They're America's darling. This just smells like a letdown if I've ever seen one.
Second play of the weekend.
Second play of the weekend's a rivalry game in the Big Ten. Michigan State has certainly not looked good this year. They blew a big lead against Illinois last week, but I still like them plus 13.5 at Michigan. Y'all know how these rivalry games are. D'Antonio has owned Jim Harbaugh since he's been at Michigan. 13.5, a ton of points in a rivalry game that I think is going to be low scoring. So I like Michigan State.
All righty, next up, third on the list.
Third on the list, we're going to keep fading the public. I like we got the South's oldest rivalry, Georgia heading to Auburn to the Plains. Big one. Georgia, they got the sketchy line on it. The sketchiest line in the game is road favorite -2.5.
Wow.
Give me the home team. I like Auburn in this game. And I think Auburn's going to cause some chaos to Bama and Georgia coming up, but I think Auburn beats Georgia. I'm taking Auburn plus 2.5 home dog.
I've never known that. So road -2.5. That's the sketchiest line in football?
Yeah, it baits everybody to say, oh, the better team can just win by a field goal and I can win. It's like such a trap. And anytime I see that road favorite 2.5, it always kind of makes me worry. But I already kind of like Auburn. I think Bo Nix gets those a lot more on the road. And I'm worried about Georgia's passing game. I think Auburn's defensive line can cause a problem in the running game. I think Auburn pulls the thing out. It's going to be a heck of a game.
So not just the points. You like the money line play here, too.
Yeah, I just like them, period. It might go to 3. I mean, obviously, if you get Auburn at +3, that's ideal. It's going to be a close game. So
I mean, that's the thing. If you're going to take them at 2.5, you might as well just load up the money line, right? I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that or get at 3. Auburn always, it seems like every other year when they get Georgia and Bama at home in November, they always cause problems. So I think it's certainly in play. We'll move on to Sunday. First play Sunday is an overplay. Nick Foles taking over for Jacksonville this week. I think that's going to be interesting to watch for sure. Jacoby Brissett back at Indy. We got Indy good with that Miami game last week. Brian Hoyer can't lay no 11 points in a pro football game. That's for damn sure. But I like over 43.5 with Jacoby Brissett back. This game's on a fast track. Nick Foles starting for Jacksonville. Foles always likes playing higher scoring games. for good or bad. I just think 43.5 is too low in a dome.
43.5 over Jacksonville, Indy. Where to next?
Next, we're gonna. Man, Miami's all of a sudden the
Oh,
coverage
man.
darling. They've
Oh,
covered
man.
6 in a row. They've covered 6 in a row, and now they're a 6-point home underdogs at Buffalo, who I don't trust on the road as far as I can throw them. I'm sure y'all saw the Cleveland game last week. Riding the Dolphins +6 is a home dog against the Bills.
Wow,
Woo.
man, what interesting twists and turns a football season can take, Mintzy.
It's crazy. Well, Miami was so bad at the beginning of the year, they started getting 15, 17 every week. And then since they put Fitzpatrick back in there for Rosen, they've covered every game. They've won a few games. I mean, they're kind of maybe the most underrated team by Vegas right now, as wild as that sounds. And then the final game on the six-pack is a Sunday night game. The Bears heading out to play the Rams. Boy, the Rams looking like on the outside looking in the playoff race. They're in bad shape at 5-4, especially when you look at how good Seattle and Minnesota and the Niners and Green Bay are playing. But I think this is kind of a must-win spot for the Rams. They're laying 6.5 at home against the Chicago team. I still don't trust Trubisky, and I'm banking on the Rams bounce back from that loss to Pittsburgh. I like the Rams minus 6.5 Sunday night.
Rams minus 6.5. Missy, what was the fifth play? The Dolphins?
The Bills at
The
Dolphins.
Miami +6 is a home dog against Buffalo. That's going to be a close game.
Miami plus the 6. So on Sunday, over Jacksonville, Indy 43.5. Miami, the Dolphins +6. And the Rams Sunday night minus 6.5 at home. On Saturday, Iowa minus 3 at home. Michigan State in the rivalry game versus Michigan and Harbaugh. And then the final play on Saturday, Auburn at home taking on Georgia in the South's longest rivalry with the home team, Auburn +2.5. Mincy likes the money line play there.
Yes, sir. We got a lot of dogs. Big games this week. Picks the national games. Also want to just comment, I know everybody went to Tuscaloosa and it's still reveling in the glory. It's going to be a cold night up in Oxford, man. Low 25 Saturday night.
Gross.
Yeah, 6 o'clock kickoffs. No good for that. I hate to sound like I'm being soft in my old age, but I'm going to, after the 2 New Orleans trips, I'm going to have to skip on this one.
Oh, not making it to Oxford.
You don't sound soft at all. Trap game for the Tigers?
Yeah, but Ole Miss, I don't think they can keep it up close for 3 or 4 quarters. I am curious to see how the Rich Rod spread option does against LSU's defense. That's going to be interesting. Ole Miss defensive coordinator Mike McIntyre has done an unbelievable job. I mean, they were 120th last year. Now they're 40th. That's obviously a huge improvement, but still, I just think Burrow and LSU, I mean, they're too much for 3 or 4 quarters. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Rebs hung in the first half. And I got a couple Oxford Rex for your listeners. George Porter, legendary Funky Meters bases, just playing Proud Larry's right after the game on the square. You are going to celebrate an LSU victory, and go see our guys at the City Grocery Bar in Oxford too if you're looking to get a good drink. Those are my best Oxford Rex for LSU fans going up there.
Have you been to the party pavilion yet, Mincy?
I have not. I only went to the Cal game, and I think I saw enough Ole Miss football in that trip during that Ole Miss Cal game. I think that's my only trip of the year.
Hey, but look, man, I don't know. It seems like to me, outside looking in, that Matt Luke has actually done a really good job.
Well, what's interesting is Ole Miss is kind of copying what O's doing at LSU and Dabo's doing at Clemson, where Luke's just the CEO, coach, and recruiter and all that, and then you hire your coordinators and let them coach. And O's doing such a great job of that with Hinsminger and Brady and Aranda. And now that Ole Miss has Rich Rod and Mike McIntyre, they actually have very legitimate coordinators. They're just playing tons of freshmen because of the NCAA sanctions. A couple guys to watch out for. John Rice Plumlee, the quarterback, is very athletic. He was recruited by Georgia and Bama as a safety. Jerry Ely's a 5-star running back, too. So those guys are certainly to watch out for in the Rich Rod spread option.
Mincy off of an undefeated weekend and partying in NOLA. Breathing hard this morning, handing out winners. We're looking forward to next week, man. Thank you.